If you've ever found yourself looking at a closet similar to mine and thinking, wow, I have nothing to wear. There is no option. There is nothing that I can put on my body right now. You've come to the right place and the right video. Hi, I'm Caroline. Welcome back to my channel. Last year, I made a video talking about things that make somebody instantly stylish and elevate an outfit, and it's actually my most viewed video, and so think of this as a part 2 to that. This sister, the follow-up. I mean, it seemed like people liked my advice and needed, dare I say, my advice, so I'm back. Unlike in that video where I was talking through my tips using photos as examples that I had collected online of other people doing these things, I am now going to be doing these things and applying them to my style and my wardrobe. I said this little phrase in that video and I'm gonna say it again because I think it still rings true. It's not that you don't have anything to wear, it's that you just don't know how to wear it. So allow me to show you how to do that over the next, well, for you, probably 20-25 minutes. For me, it's gonna be like 9 hours, so get comfortable and let's play dress up. It only felt right and natural to start off this video by doing easily my favorite thing to instantly elevate any outfit, which is getting a bit of a juxtaposition going. It can be the simplest little thing that just makes an outfit that much more interesting. So I have in my hands this insane vintage biker jacket that I'm gonna throw on over this pink floral dress. You already see where I'm going. That edgy meets girly contrast in an outfit, it's always gonna work for me. When I said easy, I was not kidding. I'm literally wearing 2 articles of clothing. There was very little effort and brain power put into this look, but because I was intentional with this styling, it looks like I'm doing a lot more than I actually am. I truly could take any dress in my wardrobe and style it like this, and I'm pretty much always gonna be happy with the outcome. Why don't I show you how both with the boot, it's cute, but then also with the flat, still cute. It's also really easy to reinterpret this and make it something that works for your style and your wardrobe. A pretty good transitional outfit from winter to spring, too. I mean, not that that's something I necessarily need because it is currently the middle of winter, supposedly, where I live. February, it's 80 and sunny, so the jacket might actually be, it's quite wishful thinking. I'm pushing it. My next styling tip for you is something that has really changed the game for me as far as getting dressed every morning and how much I like my outfits, honestly, which is getting my hands on a really cool pair of jeans that I can just throw on with honestly anything. And because the jeans are so cool, I feel like they're doing most of the work in the outfit. So yes, as you can see with this outfit, there is still juxtaposition happening. This is actually going to be a reoccurring theme throughout this video. I could make an entire video on its own, like my favorite juxtaposing combos. These sort of nighty lingerie robes have been popular for the past couple of years. I love them, but I do think sometimes they can be a little bit difficult to style day to day, and I think throwing them on with something like a graphic tee and jeans is a very wearable version of this look that also is a really cool contrast that I am a huge fan of. Let me focus on these jeans though, which is supposed to be the main point of this styling tip. I got these off of Depop for 35 bucks back in December, and ever since, I'm pretty sure they've made an appearance in every single one of my outfit videos. In general, I have found that finding more basic, wardrobe staples for my closet that do have a little extra something to them. Like, it's not just a plain white shirt, right? Like, it's this vintage graphic tee, and it's not just a basic pair of jeans. They have paint splatters on them and this fun little flare that makes it so that I can just throw these on, be out the door. But once again, I look like I'm doing so much more than I actually am. I liked my cool pants so much and got so much wear out of them that I actually also got a second version. This is me doing the bare minimum for you right now. And yet, still a pretty good outfit. For any of the jean hesitant people watching this, because I know there's at least one of you out there, and I get you and where you're coming from because I have been you in the past. Jeans are something that I've always owned because I felt like I had to. Every single fashion listicle of 10 items you have to have in your closet mentions jeans, but realistically they weren't something that was getting a lot of wear in my everyday rotation. However, applying this elevated basic philosophy to jeans and the way I shop and view jeans has completely changed my relationship for them, and now they're probably one of the most worn items in my wardrobe, if not the most worn, maybe next to my overalls, which are arguably just like another denim elevated basic. A monochromatic outfit is something that I'm always going to think is cool and always going to have a lot of fun styling, because I feel like there's a lot of different opportunities, maybe more than you would think, with this, and different ways you could play into it. I actually have 2 different ways that I want to show you, starting off with the first one, which is obviously an all black look. Typically seen by some as, and this is not me, but I've heard these sentiments online as more boring or taking the easy way out with styling. I don't know, maybe this is just me, but I wouldn't necessarily look at this outfit and think, oh, snooze fest. Going as far as having a black bag as well as this pair of black sunglasses is, for me, what makes it clear that this is a look that I'm very intentionally going for an all black ensemble. Even with, like, yes, there's little pops of color on the cardigan. I have this green jade pendant, so if we're getting into the details, okay, oh, you know, hold me against the wall, being like, it's not actually monochromatic. The vibe is there, okay? Come on. A look being all one color, or mainly one color, it's already pretty interesting in itself, but this is also a great opportunity, especially with something like black, which is quite dark and can maybe feel a little bit dull to some people. As a way to liven that up is to really play around with different textures, like the straw bag with this skirt that has some little velvet embroidery on it, as well as the knit kind of mesh cardigan. It's those little details when picking the pieces for your monochromatic outfit that can really help emphasize and like embolden the look. Okay, my next version of a monochromatic look, in theory, in a way. The concept of, hear me out. Obviously I'm wearing more than one color right now, okay? The red is the main focus point, but there is white and some brown with the shoes and the sunglasses, but this outfit is still very clearly red, and I'm leaning into the matchiness of the red by pairing this jacket with these pants, and for me, that is what's making it interesting and also making it a statement. This is like, it's softcore monochromatic. I'm just gonna stop myself right there. It's diet monochromatic, yeah. There it is. I actually don't own a pair of red sunglasses or a red bag. I used to have one, but I got rid of it because I would like to see how those would look with this, but because those aren't an option, I still wanted to play into the matchiness that I think sometimes people can lean away from because they feel like it's maybe going to look too intentional, or like you're trying too hard, because there's very clearly an effort being made to match. But listen, I'm a try hard and I own it. God forbid somebody actually thinks I tried when putting my outfit together. Like, who? The horror. Since we're already talking about matching elements in an outfit, it only feels right to transition into my next styling tip, which also has to do with matching things. This one being a belt to a boot, or a boot to a bag, or a belt to a bag. Not all 3 though. You gotta choose 2. This is one of my go-tos when I feel like an outfit is just missing something. So I got it on this antique slip situation with a skirt and a boot, and my problem with the slip is not that it's loose. I am actually very pro shapeless amoeba. I do not think it is necessary to always define your waist when you have a looser garment. However, my problem with this slip is it's a lot of pink happening, and I kind of want to break that up. I have this belt, which I love. It's braided and has this gold sun medallion, but it's a slightly different shade of brown than the boots. I don't know if it's picking up on camera, but in person it is noticeable, and I don't like the difference of that shade. So instead I got this belt, which is a lot closer to the brown in the boots. This is again me kind of pushing back at that notion that I've seen a lot, especially online, of people not liking the matchy-matchy, but I feel like the matchy-matchy is sometimes the most necessary and what looks best. See what that added with not just the exact same shade of brown, but also both brown leather. Now, this is a very crucial part of this, is I am not going to go with the brown leather bag. I still am gonna go with a brown bag, but this is where playing with different shades, I think, works for your benefit. Brown bag, brown shoes, brown belt, and you know what? Let's top it off with some brown sunglasses. This darker chocolate espresso crochet bag. Love the texture on this, but I also have this lighter tan suede fringe. Honestly, I like both. The devil really is in the details with this stuff, and it's so simple. I keep saying that, but really, this stuff is so easy. I mean, this look took literally less than 5 minutes to put together, and I don't know, it's doing a lot for me. I'd give it a 10 out of 10. Does also work really well for jeans and a t-shirt. Do I need to show you? I can. Thank you. All right. moving on. Next styling tip I have for you is glasses, which all of the glasses you're about to see are actually brought to you by the sponsor of this video, Warby Parker. I like to view glasses as an extension of my style and another opportunity to play up my outfit and have fun, maybe even experiment, which is why Warby Parker is so awesome. They truly have such a wide variety of cute, great quality glasses to fit any style as well as any of my outfits. I could have a more simple outfit that I'm wanting to play up a bit with some fun glasses like this green pair. Of course, I could also go with a more simple classic pair of glasses like these cat eye tortoise frames and use that as a way to juxtapose, which we know I love to do, my more eccentric style. What's so great about Warby Parker is I can actually play around with all of these different styling opportunities and style of glasses by using their free home try-on program. Order 5 pair of glasses to try with no obligation to buy, and shipping is free, and they do include a prepaid shipping label. However, this is only with their glasses and not their sunglasses. If you're feeling a bit unsure or maybe overwhelmed when trying to pick your glasses, there is a really quick home try-on quiz you can take, which will give you recommendations for glasses based off of your personal fit and style preferences. Taking that quiz is what led me to selecting these blue circular, slightly smaller than what I would typically gravitate towards frames, but I'm really happy that I decided to try them out because I am completely obsessed with them now. A few little changes to my outfit and swapping out the glasses for a whole new look with a whole new vibe, but just a couple little easy changes. So if you like what you see and want to try out Warby Parker for yourself, you can scan the QR code up on the screen or click the link in my description box. Their glasses start at $95 with free shipping and 30-day returns, and you can use vision benefits with vision insurance if you have it, as well as any sort of flexible spending account. If you prefer to shop in person versus online, Warby Parker does have over 250 locations across the US and Canada that you can check out. Thank you, Warby Parker, for sponsoring this video. I'm so excited to be working with them on another video because I just genuinely think that their glasses are the cutest. I mean, I'm hoping that the material was speaking for itself throughout this, and so with that, shout out Warby Parker, and let's move on to the next styling tip. The way that I have been pushing the hat agenda and how I want to be a hat person so bad, this is something I have talked about numerous times on this channel and have been trying, okay? The effort is there. The work is being put in. I realize that for me, I feel like usually people view hats as something you do if you're having a bad hair day, and I'm just gonna be so real right now. For me, like, come on. Hats for me are so much more of something that they're not required, they're not necessary, and that's what's fun about them. Like, why am I wearing this? Because why not? It's fun. Lean in. I will say that if it is one of the few rare times that my hair is testing me and just not doing what I want it to do, having the hat with like a pigtail braid or little bun, double situation is always a look. I know that sometimes if you are not a hat person, it can feel like going out into the world wearing a hat as somebody who has felt this way, that everybody is looking at you being like, why are you wearing a hat right now? It's not necessary. What's going on? But first off, something doesn't need to be necessary for you to wear it. Come on now. But also, nobody's actually thinking that. If anything, most of the time when I wear any sort of hat or a bandana out, I get so many compliments from people being like, I love your style, I love your outfit, I love your hat. Because it's just like, it is just a cool, fun, like, ooh, you got style little thing. Speaking of bandanas, by the way, which I love my bangs so much and so publicly, but they test me to such an extreme sometimes. The only option is to either completely razor them off or put them in timeout with a bandana, which is a bit more of like a fashionable statement. So this is a really great example of like a go-to running errands. I'm casual, but again, I always want to look cute and be serving a look outfit. Also a really great way to add some color into an outfit. Like this one, there's not much going on. I mean, it's navy, so I'm not really going for a big pop, but Mama has options. It's really nice in the summertime too, when maybe my bangs are cooperating, but only because I haven't stepped outside in the 110-degree heat yet, and as soon as I do, they are going to be literally stuck to my profusely sweating forehead. This is, you know, another really nice and fashionable way to combat that. Easy thing to thrift as well. At least for me, I thrifted pretty much all of mine for like $1. maybe 2. Mixing patterns in an outfit might seem a little intimidating at first, but I promise it's a lot easier than you might think. This is something I've actually talked about in previous videos because I quite frequently like to do this because I just think it is going to instantly make any outfit look that much more interesting. Okay, 2 routes you can go with this, either mixing 2 of the same pattern or 2 different patterns. I have on for you this gingham top and tartan skirt, and I think the most notable thing when mixing patterns is finding a color to be the same in both of them and be that through line and find the cohesion. I decided that navy was going to be the color I did that with in this look. I just feel adorable and precious, honestly, and I think while a white tank top would have still been cute with this outfit, the gingham top just adds a little extra something. If necessary, it's also really easy to just throw a sweater on top of this. A bit more of a subtle pop of that pattern on pattern that is still very much there though, and if you want to get real wild, you can throw a bigger jacket on top, maybe even a pattern one. Who's to say? If you need to be warmer when you're outside, get inside, shed the layers. Oh, it's still a cute look. Oh yeah. I'm not done with this yet. Duh. I obviously have to show you the other version of this, which is doing this same pattern. I decided to go with stripes for this. Vertical stripes going on with the overalls, and then I have horizontal with this sweater, and there is still blue. It's not the same shade of blue because I'm not so concerned with matching colors if it is the same pattern, and so I have the navy with the lighter blue in the denim. This also could be a really great example of how I could choose a bag that matches these boots. I'm pulling in that tip from earlier. Wait, this isn't exactly the same brown. And that's gonna bother me, and it's not a part of the tip. Swapped out those boots so they would be the same shade because it actually is that serious and deep and important. And there we have it. Cute. I mean, I've worn this sort of combo a ton of times. I knew it was going to be cute, and I knew I was going to like it, as I always do. You might have noticed throughout this video that I like myself some jewelry, okay, or especially my necklace stack. However, I do also think there is a time, place, and outfit for no or very minimal jewelry. There is also so much that jewelry can do for a look. It honestly can really carry the whole look. I wanted to show you this using this outfit as an example. I have my boots on, my sunglasses, bag, all the other accessories that I could get going, and this little slip dress, which is typically something I'd wear in the warmer months, which is usually when I am utilizing jewelry the most. It's fine, good enough. I don't hate it, but I don't love it yet. And just like that, actually, you know what? I think I like the fringe. Intermission, hold on. And just like that, the look has gone from, oh, okay, to, ooh, okay. I don't always wear the exact same jewelry combination every day. I definitely have my go-to though that is very convenient in a time crunch when I'm trying to run out the door. I just already have in my head the exact formula that I like to put with my jewelry, but it also is fun, of course, to like play around and, ooh, maybe 6 necklaces instead of 4 like I wore yesterday, and how many bangles do I want on my arms, and you know. When in doubt, tie a scarf around some part of your outfit or some part of yourself. Got on some jeans and a t-shirt, pretty simple, but then in place of a belt, I tied the scarf around my waist. Pretty cute. Now let's say that the scarf you're using isn't quite big enough to use as a belt. Tie it around your purse, good to go. And personally, my favorite way of utilizing a scarf, what bag charms are to a lot of people, is what tying a scarf around my bag is for me. I think that this is especially great if you have a purse that's maybe a little bit more simple than the one that I'm currently rocking with, and a lot of my purses, to be fair. This is an easy way to make it a lot more interesting, and also, depending on the color of the scarf that you have, it could be a fun pop of color, but also a way to maybe make any bag you have go with any of the outfits you have, depending on what scarf you're tying around it. I also think it can be really great to just have a scarf on you because, one, yeah, it looks really cute, but also another way you can wear it is to tie it around your head. Very chic, Joan Didion, Ladies of the Canyon-esque, as well as being great if you're having a particularly unruly hair day, or the wind's just making it fly around. You can kind of tame it with this and also look really fashionable while doing it. I do always feel a bit naked when I do this and I don't have a jacket on. It feels like a duo. It needs to be worn together. Okay, there we go. Much better. Well, all right, with that, I think that is actually going to be the last tip I have for you, and so that's it for this video. As always, I hope that you were entertained as well as maybe learned something and feel maybe revitalized, stepping up to your wardrobe and just having this kind of new way potentially of approaching it and your outfits, and you feel refreshed without having bought an entire new fresh closet. It's not that you have nothing to wear, it's just that you maybe don't know how to wear it. So hopefully I can help you out with that. Stay sexy, and I'll talk to you in my next video. Bye.